Bunga, mbona naona umenienjoy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Technology is technologying, but Obunga has sorted us out and we are live and ready to look at the Champions League matches last night. We were just having a conversation here with Peter about the red card for Real Madrid, and I was saying that it seems the referee forgot that Kamavinga was already on a yellow. And when he gave the card, he had to be reminded he was already on a yellow, and so that he can pull out the red.
It was a huge confusion.
It was.
And I can understand why Real Madrid players were hungry.
Yes.
The likes of Rudiger.
Yes.
They came out and they were not angry. They were not happy with that decision.
Yes.
But it's very ironic because history kind of repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
When Bayern met Real Madrid in 2017 or 2018, there were very outrageous refereeing decisions, and Bayern complained. Yesterday, Real Madrid were the ones who were complaining. But it was a wonderful game to watch. And
I saw some comment, I don't know whether it's true, but the Real Madrid president was not very happy and planning to make some reports to UEFA, but those things don't make a difference, really.
I don't think
at the end of the day, the match is won, and we know who is going to play the semis.
It's confirmed.
But of the two semis, this was the most interesting.
Yeah, it was interesting. It started from the beginning.
It started very high tempo. And you could tell that Real Madrid came to turn this around.
Yeah, they were really into it. They scored fast.
Yes.
Manuel Neuer making a mistake, and
which is very unusual of him.
Unusual, but
that tells you that anyone can falter under pressure, right?
Yeah. Actually, it costed 2 goals for Bayern. The first and the second goal.
Yes.
Adagula was outrageous yesterday. Mm-hmm. His performance was good.
Yeah.
But I think the first half Bayern didn't manage the game well.
Mm-hmm.
But in the second half they were more calmer and were able to control Real Madrid's counterattacks better.
Yeah.
Because in the first half Vinicius and Mbappe were them and pushing them.
Yeah.
So it was a game that could have went either way between the two teams.
It was really open.
Until the 89th minute, Real Madrid, it was a draw 3-3 in aggregate.
4-4.
4-4.
Yes.
Then Luis Diaz did something.
Yes.
And also Olise, who is on form.
Hey, Olise is on some form.
Yeah. So I think that
he is so good right now.
That was one of the best games I've watched.
Yeah.
In this
it was very entertaining, even just from a point of view of a football fan that does not have any preference.
Yeah.
It was a very good game.
I really wish we could have more of those kind of games.
Yes.
The games that you want to watch 90%.
True.
90 minutes.
True.
Which these days I don't think we have so many games.
Yeah.
You can watch without feeling like you want to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yesterday's game
was one of those.
And also the Barcelona one, which we're going to talk about later.
Yes. We have to talk about that as well.
You have to talk
because
about
that also
so
had some.
Bayern
so
qualified.
Wait, before we go,
Bayern qualified.
Bayern qualified.
As a Real Madrid fan,
I have a soft spot for Real Madrid,
but you're not a fan.
No.
Okay.
I have a soft spot for them, but I feel like you know how Harry Kane was in Tottenham Hotspurs and they could not win anything.
Yeah.
And now he's at Bayern.
Scoring goals.
He's scoring. He's got a total of 50 goals for the season.
50 this season.
Yes.
I think Champions League now is at 53.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong.
And you feel like that's a player whose move took him to the correct club for where he could win the trophies and also get his name out on that conversation for Ballon d'Or. But now, back to Real Madrid, Mbappe, after exiting PSG, is when PSG is thriving. And then since joining Real Madrid, this is the second season that Real Madrid is likely to go without a trophy.
At Real Madrid, he has only won, I think 2 trophies. That is a Super Cup.
But not the major.
Not major trophy.
Yes.
So
because a player at that caliber, you'd think that Real Madrid is bringing him in because of the big trophies. And we know Real Madrid's history with even the Champions League. They're a team that has won the Champions League over and over. But now here you have a player that is supposed to help the team get this trophy. But since he's coming, this trophy has been elusive.
But
yeah?
you look at, I don't think Luis Enrique wanted Mbappe at PSG.
But that takes me back to what is the real issue?
The problem that he had at PSG is a problem that is still having at Real Madrid.
Exactly.
Is one, by the for me, I think the other day we were talking about the best place in the world. And
yes.
For me,
and when you mentioned his name, I was like, no.
Yeah, for me.
Because for me, you can be good as a player, but how are you outside of the pitch?
Not even outside.
How are you in your relationships with people, with fellow players, with the coaches you work with the management, all those things?
I don't think Mbappe's problem is basically or specifically outside the pitch. The problem for me, I think it's in the pitch. Because you look at when he plays, mostly when you play him with Vinicius, it's like you have 8 players when you're defending.
Yeah.
Okay, he'll get the ball, give you magic here and there, score, like yesterday he scored, right?
Yeah.
But tactically, that's the problem. There's a video actually, I think maybe you've seen it somewhere, where Luis Enrique was having a tactical discussion with Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
And showing him clip of where he didn't press the person he was supposed to press enough. And Luis Enrique was so hard on him. And that's why, for me, I'm not surprised that PSG is actually doing well without him than when he was there.
Yes.
Because I think Luis Enrique didn't want to remove him because of the image he has in France.
Yeah.
Club president likes it.
Yes.
And all that.
And also PSG being in France. And where he plays, exactly.
And also Luis Enrique is a foreigner, so he can't go there and just have a problem with Mbappe or the public. But I think in terms of the team cohesion,
but do you think that
problem. And
do you think that he has been vindicated?
Even Xabi Alonso struggle to get the right.
And that takes me back to my conversation about outside of the pitch, because we saw that when the team was trying to form, what do we call it?
A formation or identity.
No, a guard of honor.
For
then
Barcelona.
It was Barcelona. And then Xavi Alonso, encourages the team to do it.
It was a
but then
cup, right?
but then Mbappe tells everyone to get out of there, and you're wondering
who's the boss there. So I think that's also one of the problems. But I look at Real Madrid. I look at the problems are past Mbappe. The problem are the mistake I keep saying like they did was to fire Xabi Alonso. Yeah. Because I think Xabi Alonso was trying to give that team a balance.
Identity
and how to play.
Yeah.
And that how to play was, he wanted to build something that is past certain players. Like
yes.
We can fail to have Vinicius in the team but still do well.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
But Real Madrid players kind of were not comfortable with that, and that's why during Xabi Alonso's time he had problems with Vinicius. Where we can't train the way you want us to train. This kind of issues. Mbappe also kind of had some issues with Xabi, and he had to be sacked. And you bring Arbeloa, who for me I don't think he's much better. He's even much better than Xabi Alonso. I don't think he's better than him.
Yeah,
and actually
it's like Chelsea firing Maresca for and you're wondering, are you okay?
If ahead of yesterday's game, if Xabi Alonso was there, they had a higher chance of.
Yes, absolutely.
Because first he understands
that is
Bayern.
True.
He has faced him so many times.
That is so true.
They will have some upper hand on how to handle
absolutely
Bayern, having the experience working.
Absolutely. But for me, that for me is the concern, because where does Real Madrid go from here? Because if for 2 seasons,
La Liga.
They're not getting La Liga.
9 points.
They're not getting it. Barcelona, having also come off Champions League, they're not going to let that go.
Yeah, they're not going to let it go. That's one I think it's...
So basically, it's another trophyless season for Real Madrid.
And it's a big problem for
it's a very big problem
for a club like that. So
it's a very big problem, and so that's what makes me wonder where do they go from here?
They'll have to sell one star. You can't have 2 stars in one team.
So Mbappe, and then who is the other star?
Vinicius. Vinicius is having 1 year contract, one year in his contract. So
yeah.
he's more like,
so he's the more likely to be let go.
They'll have to. I don't know if they're going to let him go, but they can't play both of them. It affects the team a lot. Because it gives the likes of Valverde and Tchouaméni and Camavinga a lot of work.
Yeah.
They have to run for 2 people. At least when they run for one person.
Yes.
It's when Argentina used to run for Messi, it's understandable. But when you're running for 2 people, it's hard.
It's
Vinicius,
very difficult.
Vinicius can't press, Mbappe can't press, so the rest of the team is...
And that's why the pressure falls back on the midfield and also on the defense. And they end up being exposed. Because we've talked about teams that are able to score goals, but they are also very porous at the back.
Yeah.
And we can say Real Madrid is one of them. They've conceded goals.
A lot of goals.
A lot of goals. And there's a time we were also talking about Barcelona and we were saying, fine, their attack is very good. Yamal.
We're going to talk about Barcelona.
Okay, we will get to Barcelona. But even Bayern Munich, to concede 4 goals in a single match.
At some point, I thought they were going to lose it.
Yeah?
I was so nervous by the watching that game yesterday.
Not 4, but 3. Yeah. That for me is a worry for a team that is actually pushing for Champions League.
But also, it shows that something we were talking about the other day with Davis, the guy, Morris.
Morris, yeah.
There's so much. It shows that teams at that level, teams are now taking risks.
Yeah.
A team like Bayern, they knew, okay, we're going to concede, but we also believe in our attacking. They know they have Musiala. They know they have Luis Diaz will come up. They know they have
and Luis Diaz has scored some amazing goals.
Yeah,
there's a clip on YouTube where he scored some very difficult goal to score, and it went in. And I'm just wondering, how is Liverpool looking at this and wondering...
And do you know
we make the mistake of our lives?
Do you know the most important player for Bayern is?
The most important player for Bayern?
The most important player.
I think it's Olise now.
No, it's Kimmich.
Really? Yeah. Kimmich?
Yeah.
Oh, how?
Like, he's the one, when you watch Bayern, he's the one who orchestrates everything.
Oh, really?
This balance between attack and defense. He plays as a centre back, he plays as a midfielder, right back. So he's everywhere.
Interesting.
So
I will look at his stats. I had not thought about it like that.
In a team where there are stars, there's always, like Real Madrid used to do well, right?
Yeah.
But in that team, Toni Kroos was one of the most important team in that Real Madrid team because he was the one who could decide the pace of the game. Whether we're going fast, slow, how we're going to approach. That's what Kimmich is giving.
Yeah.
Giving Bayern Munich. In the second half, you saw the performance he put in to bring the calmness in the team and organize everything. So for me, I think is the glue.
Okay.
That brings...
So kind of the team is built around him.
Yeah, the team is built around him.
And he's able to keep them going.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I've been impressed by Olise so far, and I'm like, wow, season, right? wow.
I think he has 23 goals or 24 this season.
He is one of those players that is just inside there doing his thing.
And he was in the Premier League.
And for me, that's the advantage that Bayern carries. I don't know how they are going to fix their defense because I expect Company. He got a red card, so he's not going to be He's not going to be in the semi-final. But I expect that him having been a defender, he would really build a solid defense with this team. But it's also his first season, and probably
this is second season.
Second?
Yeah, this is second.
This has gone fast. Yeah, I thought this was...
This is second season.
And then I'm expecting he could have done already something on the defense. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's where Bayern will focus in the January transfer window, just to fix that defense, because to be able to concede goals like this should be a worry for them. Yes, you're scoring, but you're also...
But also you have to point out that the 2 goals they conceded were mistakes from the goalkeeper, which can happen.
Anyway. But that's what I'm saying. So a keeper will be under pressure or jittery if the defense, he's feeling like they're not protecting me well enough. So maybe they need to work on that one. But I also think that Bayern at this point have to seriously consider the succession planning for Neuer. Because fine, in a keeper, you don't need
to be that
fitness and all that. But the reality is he is going towards his exit
but
at
also,
40.
But also to maybe pointed into that as we finish that. I think the teams that are winning right now, high risk, high reward.
Okay.
Look at the teams that are doing well in Europe, for example. And that's why a team like Arsenal is struggling to score goals, because they're not taking huge risks.
Yeah.
But you look at PSG, who are winning a lot of trophies at this current moment. They don't have... You can't say PSG are good defensively. So they risk a lot, but also...
They risk a lot because sometimes you find Hakimi huku. Yendi ana support attack.
So they risk a lot, but also reward comes with the result.
You know what they say about risk takers? The higher the risk, the higher the return. So but also when you lose big.
That can happen.
Because when Hakimi is supporting the attack, when there's a pen.
So that is what is causing most of the. But also it's good because it's giving us good games to watch. For me, I think it's something positive because we are able to see
enjoy
Bayern.
A good match.
Why do you watch football? For goals.
Like yesterday, out of the 2 semi-finals, I doubt many people were watching the Arsenal Sporting match, except Arsenal fans.
Do you know the thrill of football?
Because it was not... There was nothing...
there was nothing
that puts you at the edge of your seat.
But yesterday you watch Bayern and you've not even sat down.
Because you're thinking, what is going to happen? Who is scoring the next goal? And you're on the edge, literally. You're trying to see what's going to happen. So in terms, I'm looking at the stats here, and Bayern had 63% ball possession against
there was so
Real
much
Madrid,
control. 37%.
Yeah. And then total shots 21 against 11 for Real Madrid. That's double.
Yeah.
And then 8 shots on target against 6 for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
9 corners against Real Madrid, only 2.
They didn't go there to play. They were just there to go on a counter, wait for a counter attack situations, and
which almost worked until the red card. But it's part of the game, right? So you also need to be ready what happens in such a case. But anyway, Bayern Munich is in the semi-finals, and they're going to face PSG.
PSG, who beat...
PSG had a comfortable...
I sympathize for Liverpool in that game. Even from the first leg, like I kind of was sympathizing with Liverpool because I felt like
the same score, first leg and second leg.
But I think the second leg they really tried. They were just in that game until the last minutes. They couldn't just now focus and get a draw or something.
They couldn't hold through.
But even if it ended 0-0, you are out still. So Liverpool, but almost everyone knew that we were going to be out.
So in that question that you asked about the best player now, aside from Bruno, I would say Dembele is still holding fort because he keeps showing up
in big games, in big moments,
and that is what you need for a player that claims to be good enough, because we've seen players, for example, Cole Palmer. There's a time he was being mentioned as the next big thing, right?
Come on, man.
But Cole Palmer has struggled against the big six in the EPL. In fact, he disappears completely. But now, when they are playing some small team from I don't know where, then he carries the ball home, and I'm like,
teams za wanyama.
I can't remember their names. That's the thing. That's the idea.
So who do you think is this? So if PSG wins the Champions League, I think he's likely to get another Ballon d'Or.
Yes, and I think it will be deserved. The only thing that might play against him is the case he has. I think he has some case.
You know, people like me, we were spoiled with people winning Ballon d'Or to be outrageous like Messi and Ronaldo. Like when you hear Dembele winning Ballon d'Or, you're like, really? Like,
is Dembele's win worse than Rodri?
Those Ballon d'Or of the recent times from 2023 and so average, like.
Yeah, but Mbappe cannot even be in the conversation now.
You can score goals.
His conversation is over with the elimination last night.
You can score goals from quarterfinals, some few goals here and there. You're best player in the world, like really. We are used to Messi giving us 50.
Yeah, but they've reached the quarters in the first place. I will not be surprised if this time Harry Kane will be in the conversation.
It should be.
Because he's earned it.
It should be.
Yeah.
But they have to beat PSG first.
But so between Bayern Munich and PSG, who do you think is going to go to the final? I feel like this is the final.
That game is so hard. Whoever
I feel like this is the final for the Champions League.
Is likely to win the final.
You're saying that with an Arsenal fan watching you. That's the problem. It's the only good thing is that they don't have a mic. So
they have a mic there. You can. They have a mic. Even the Arsenal fan knows that whoever wins there will
I was told that Arsenal fans wanted Atletico Madrid.
Yeah?
As opposed to Barca.
Arsenal?
Yes.
Yeah, because they beat Atletico group stage, I think.
But that's what I keep saying. The group stages are very different from a semi-final.
But is that game going to be interesting? Because those are two...
Last night they made us sleep, so I don't know. I don't know whether we are going to be awake.
I don't think I'm going to watch
in the semis.
I'm hearing lies and shatters from two hopeless fans from a hopeless team. You know, you're talking to a team that's in the semi-finals. And
Ibra, you are welcome to the show. How are you?
Me, I'm good.
You must be feeling great.
I am.
After surviving yesterday.
Surviving? Really? Surviving? How did I survive? I told you we will cruise the game. And we did. We didn't win, but we weren't threatened at all. So
you were not threatened at all. Anyway,
that was a very
we wouldn't know because there was a more interesting game that kept us glued and we were on the edges of our seats. So tell us, how was the match?
The match was good, but as you said, very hopeless. Let me just be honest. I wasn't like I watched the game by the way. I wasn't watching I watched both games, but I was concentrating on my team, of course.
Okay.
But we just wanted to finish the game. And we see about Sunday, but it wasn't we didn't play well, like especially attacking wise.
Okay.
But you also have to give Arsenal some credit. I think this is
for making it to the semi-finals, right?
That second semi-finals in a row.
Yes, second.
It's incredible. And the third,
well done.
Fourth consecutive.
Well done, Ibra. You're not even used to being congratulated. You can't even receive it.
Me, I want to be congratulated when I win the Champions League. That will be okay.
See, you just put realistic expectations so that you don't get hurt.
But you know,
by realistic expectations, what do you mean?
In some final, anything is possible. So let's see.
So you're going to beat Atletico.
That's definitely going to happen.
Okay.
And whoever I find in the finals, I'm going to beat them. I'm saying it today. First of all, I'll do a video. I'll do a video with you.
Okay.
Me telling you how how I'm going to win the Champions League. Because I've been seeing things, and I dreamt about it yesterday. I think we will win the Champions League.
You dreamt about?
Winning the Champions League this season.
Okay.
It's possible.
All right.
4 teams remaining, anything can happen. That is the beauty of that competition.
Yes.
But PSG versus Bayern is going to be one.
For me, that's the final.
Tactically, like, players, because Dembele, you have Dembele, Olise.
Yes.
You have Kvaratskhelia,
Yeah.
So, and also, the tactical, I don't think they're very much different teams. They kind of
their play is kind of, yes.
And also remember Bayern beat PSG, I think, in the group stage.
So we are going to see what comes of the semi-final.
Yeah, so
and it's going to be quite an interesting one
to see what Luis Enrique has in place for the company.
You saw Dembele giving him the man of the match trophy, and then later in the interview was saying no, it's for the team. Anyway, I know that's your favorite coach. So
Luis Enrique is, for me, I think after Pep is one of those. Is the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want him to come to the Premier League.
After Pep?
After Pep, yeah.
Okay. So do you think Pep is doing something on Sunday?
Pep? He's going to come up with something for sure.
Okay. All right.
Maybe he's going to use the same tactical application.
So the master is going to teach the students?
Of course, you can't be clever than your teacher sometimes. Most times, actually.
You see, one thing about Peter is very humble. He's humble. He wants to say something, but he's hiding in his words.
What do you think I want to say?
Peter wants to say something, but he's hiding in his words.
What do you think I want to say?
What does he want to say?
Beatrice will literally say something. She one thing I like about Beatrice, she will say it. She will say it the way it is.
So do you want to say
Peter
that
is hiding with his words. He doesn't want to say what he wants to say. Just say, I think Arsenal will lose. They will be beaten badly. Because that's what you want to say.
Okay, now he's saying it and you're not listening.
Yes. Like
that. The point is that I want to put across also. I don't expect it to be an easy game. That's what I was trying to say. So please. I can't say that Arsenal
this
lose.
For me, this is my appeal to Arsenal. Yeah. Please play football, banner.
I have something with me. I have a chart that shows Arsenal leads the league in pressing. I have a chart that shows Arsenal play the highest line of defense. So this thing about saying Arsenal will park the bus, we don't play football, where did you guys get it from?
Last night, what did you do?
What do you mean?
What did your team do?
My team, last night.
You sat back and defended your slim lead to qualify for the semi-final.
Last night, what we did
that is not how Arsenal plays.
That was a cup competition, Beatrice. We have to do what we have to do to qualify.
But that's what I'm saying.
So
it was not how we know Arsenal to play.
So you think Arsenal is doing attacking wise?
Attacking wise? Yeah. No, you can control the game without being good attacking wise.
But that's why you've won one game in the last 4 games or 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Attacking wise, we aren't that good. It
means there's a problem.
Attacking wise,
people are saying, okay, people are not conceding, but how comes people are not scoring
That's our biggest problem, and I've been saying
because
attacking wise we lack that creativity.
Even this qualification to the semis, they've done it using a penalty. There was no goal from open play.
No, we scored an open play goal. It was Havertz who scored an open play.
Sorry?
Havertz scored an open play goal. Beatrice.
No.
Yes, he scored an open play.
It was an open.
Yes.
Which one was the penalty?
The previous one.
The Leverkusen one.
Okay. All right.
But I think Arsenal, they know that attacking wise they're kind of struggling because Martinelli is not performing or not giving much contribution in terms of goals. Saka has been injured. Madueke, I don't know, he got some injured I think over this time.
He's all over the place. Even if he plays, you can never trust.
But so you know these injuries for Arsenal. 1 minute someone is injured, the next thing on the lineup. So you're always not sure which one is which.
The only person maybe I've been coming up with goals Gyökeres and Havertz sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think basically, but this weekend I think is going to be one hell of a game. It's a final for me. Whoever wins over the weekend
is likely to lift the EPL,
right? He's going to win the Premier League.
Our coach has to play a big role in making us win. He can't start Gyökeres that game.
Yeah.
He can't start Gyökeres. If he wants us to win, he can't start Gyökeres.
So who is your, when you look at your nines
lineup?
Is
Between
it Havertz or is it Gyökeres?
That game specifically, I'm starting Havertz.
Okay.
Not
Yes.
Gyökeres. I think
No,
Gyökeres is
Gyökeres
much
won't
better.
help us in that game. Because that's a game that we are playing against a team that will press. A team. We saw how they played against us during the Carabao Cup finals. And one thing that they will do is, for us to be able to beat them, is we have to make sure we have a lot of players in the midfield. So we need a striker that can drop and cause chaos within that midfield.
Yes.
Gyökeres can do that.
And also how you
And he's not really good at holding play. He's like, I mean, that's one area that I have a problem with him, is that when we play long, Gyökeres can't hold the play. So we want someone like Havertz who may not be able to hold up the play, but can come back in the midfield and also play with the other players. And I think that will give us a chance to cause havoc. Because one thing Manchester City are going to do at home is they will try to dominate.
Yeah.
They won't be there. They will come.
They will
play a
not
high line.
try. They will dominate.
They will dominate. They will have more possession than us. I'm not going to lie. But having more possession than us and not creating chances, that's something that Arsenal are going to try to do. Making sure that we limit their chances to score.
But
at the same time, when we have the ball, we have to attack. Because they will play a high line. And for us to attack, we need to make sure our wingers are the ones going behind their defense and Havertz coming in deep and making sure we overload the midfield. Yeah. Because when they press, if you saw the previous game, the game that we played in the Carabao Cup, is that they play 4-2-4 without the ball.
Without the ball.
So in midfield, they're going to have two players from the get-go.
But also on that point that you're saying about the 4-2-4, that this 4-2-4 actually is not there to press. They're there to kind of prevent Arsenal from getting their midfielders the ball.
That's the thing, yeah.
So and also you look at that 4-2-4, it's kind of so narrow in a way that and Arsenal struggled that game because the likes of Zubimendi and Declan Rice could not go and take the ball from defense. So they were shadow marked by these two attackers in front of.
And that's what I'm saying. We need a striker who can drop and also having a good attacking midfielder.
If they move out of position, they're exposed.
That's why we need an attacking midfielder in Eze, because Eze wasn't there or Odegaard.
Oh, Eze. By the way, I'm a huge fan of Eze.
Exactly. He's going to be there. He's going to be there.
He's that player that can give you unexpected goals. Yeah. Like he can create something you're like, what?
Very unpredictable.
You remember like Dogu for us. Yeah. After changing his position. Yeah.
That's the thing. So having him there, also having Odegaard at the same time, I think it gives us an upper hand. In regards to like making sure things work. So in midfield, that's one area we can use to try and dominate one way or another.
Yes.
But that won't be able to happen if we start Gyökeres.
Yes.
Gyökeres won't help us.
So you're saying Gyökeres shouldn't start?
That game specifically? No. We shouldn't start Gyökeres.
Okay. Let's go back to the Champions League and look at the Barcelona game.
Oh, my goodness.
And
but you remember, Beatrice, I know you say that cool, you said that.
Yes,
but
I did.
At the same time, I know after 20 minutes you're like, hey, my prediction.
No. I was waiting for Atletico to do what they need to do.
But you know that I have.
But when the two goals were scored, I was like, what is Diego Simeone thinking? What is he telling his players at this point?
I think
there was just an air of, we've got this. Because I didn't see panic in Atletico players.
Barcelona lost that tie in the first leg. They just tried to
and that's what I said.
They lost that tie in the first leg.
You lose at home. Come on.
But do you know, there's this stat whereby Atletico Madrid have knocked Barcelona. This was the third time, the Champions League.
Exactly, this season.
So, Simeone, when it comes to this Champions League, kind of has...
And even Copa del Rey, they're the ones who eliminated Barcelona.
Yeah, so this season... But I don't know if we start with Diego Simeone or we start with Hansi.
Start with Diego.
Diego Simeone is just... I don't know. I can't describe him in terms of the passion he has for the game, the way his teams execute that passion in the pitch.
You see, Ibrahim, part of my confidence was coming from in the weekend game. He was okay to lose that match, rest his players. And I knew this guy has a plan for this championship.
He had a plan, of course.
But one thing I think people are still stating, and that's why I'm saying the Arsenal Atletico game will be fun, is Atletico aren't playing like the old Atletico, where they are very
defensive.
They just play. They're not defensive. Atletico.
Yeah,
they're kind of. Pep Nani, Simeone have really.
They have firepower.
They don't play.
They have legs.
They
look at that goal. The run from Lookman, and you are seeing a team that.
But also Barcelona have considered those kind of
goals. That goal Barcelona have considered, like, it doesn't matter who you are. If you time it, you'll score that sort of goal.
But
so many goals.
But that is back to the conversation we were having, even about Real Madrid. Yes, you score goals, but you're also conceding them. But
the reason why Hansi Flick will struggle to win the Champions League is one thing. In this kind of games in the Champions League, sometimes it needs you to know how to manage the game. Like, okay, it's good to believe in high line. It's not bad. It's a good idea sometimes, because if it works, it works. High risk, high reward. But if it doesn't work, man, last year against Inter Milan, you go to San Siro, you concede 4 goals in a semi-final, including conceding 2 goals in the last minute. This season, against Atletico Madrid, still conceding same goals you conceded last season.
Yeah,
it means, as a coach, okay, you winning La Liga is okay, but Champions League, you're gonna meet teams that are going to test your limits as a team. In terms of your weaknesses and everything.
Yes.
And that's what Diego Simeone knew. Even when Barcelona scored and it was 2-0, Simeone kind of know we only need one run.
Yeah.
One player to make a run.
Yeah.
We are going to score. They knew they were going to score.
And when the goal was scored, he was like, chill.
They knew they were going to score. And they only needed that goal, and now
Close it.
So Barcelona tried. They played well, I think, for me. They were the most dominant team. But
they did. Because even ball possession, they had 62% against Athletic 38%. Total shots on target were actually 15 apiece. But the total shots, and then shots on target were 8 for Barcelona and 5 for Atletico. So you see,
and
they
also
were
going red cards. Barcelona have had red cards. I don't know in how many.
Yeah.
Both games.
Both games. This game, Eric Garcia was given a red card. The first one was Kubasi.
Yeah.
And even last season, I think it was Arroyo or someone.
For me, it also boils down to how the players are able to hold their emotions in when they feel like the game is going away from them.
Because, okay, Beatrice, if you saw the red cards, I think those red cards are very, like, I wouldn't say soft. They made sense because, like, last month, but they're kind of unavoidable because of also the high line.
Yeah.
Because when a striker goes in front of you and you're
it's
also,
gone,
like, you're running, it's hard.
You're far away from the goal.
Like, it's hard for a defender to do anything. Like, you can't just stop. But if you continue moving behind them, they might trip on your foot, and those are the sort of red cards that we saw. But for Barcelona, I think the main reason is the high line. But reason number one is because they don't have the personnel to also the defenders who can play the high line well.
They don't have the fast, because last season they were playing the high line, but they had Inigo Martinez, who I think was very crucial to the high line in terms of the offside traps and everything. And then they lost him to Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. So they have not.
They lost him to all money.
Yeah, they lost him to all money, but they have not been able to replace. And that's why this summer they're looking for Bastoni. But I don't think even Bastoni is that fast.
They need two things.
Yeah, but
a fast player and also a player who can, when you play a high line, you need to have a leader who's able to, because Inigo Martinez is old. He can't run, but he was able to know, like, guide that high line and be like, okay, this is that time we go forward. And then they they squeeze.
But that
So I
takes
think
me
they don't
back
have
to the
that
question:
anymore.
why would a coach stick with a high line if you don't have the legs?
The thing is,
In
the
the
high
team.
line helps them too so much.
Yeah, but
Yeah, a lot.
that's
It helps them a
how
lot.
we have also seen them conceding so many goals because
Yes.
teams have known that they play the high line, so they plan for that.
It's
They
it's
plan
true.
to take them
it goes,
on.
Like
Yeah.
it goes both ways.
Yeah. It
goes
Because
both ways.
like
I
it helps them so much when they play a high line. It gives you less, like for a team. Like let's say when you have the ball,
Yeah.
and then you're playing in your half, because most of the times they play in their
Opposition
halves
half, yeah.
because
Yeah.
Barcelona are squeezing. So
Yes.
when they squeeze like that, they're giving you less minutes to have the ball. So you have to
Yes.
think fast.
Yeah.
And not a lot of teams don't have that.
Yeah.
So whenever they usually rush and then they give Barcelona the ball. And I think that's the rationale behind why Hansi Flick decides to go with a high line. But
Yeah.
the problem with it is that when you play against other elite teams where they will get you, they will definitely get you.
They will get
Yeah. you.
But now, when they get you, do you have the players who can recover? I
Yeah.
think even when you look at Atletico's goal, Lookman's, you could see if Kunde was a bit fast,
Yeah.
he could have defended it, but he
Actually,
wasn't
there's
fast.
a
It was
point
not
like
enough, yeah,
he
they
sort
just-
of stopped a bit
Nani-
as the ball was being
Lorente
crossed.
stopped a bit.
Yeah.
And then releasing that.
Yeah.
that
So
cross.
it's a matter of having the right personnel. But personally, I wouldn't change because it works and I love it. It makes football fun to watch. Also, when you watch Barcelona, you're always like it's fun. There is no like players.
Now
are
you see
able
what
to
we
do
are
their
saying
things, yeah.
between the Barcelona match and the other match last night.
No, where we go?
And do you know how to beat actually the high line?
Yeah.
Just leave one player on side. Offside, I mean. Like Lookman was offside when Lorente was given that ball. But when he was being given the cross, he's now onside. So when you leave one player offside...
So he timed
the
his
defense,
running correct.
When you leave one
Lookman.
player offside, like come on, behind the high line of Barcelona, the players defenders
But
are likely to be like, okay.
you need to have a player that is very sure of checking that line and being at the correct position
and finally,
at every given time, especially when the ball is being kicked, because that's all that matters.
we can't finish that Barcelona and Atletico talk without talking about Marcos Llorente. Because this guy is like Valverde. Like this guy is playing right back. He's playing. I think it was the man of the match of that game. I think he's playing right back. He plays as a wing back. The game he was playing a midfielder.
Tell me where you want me, and I'll deliver.
Yeah. Those kind of players are very rare to find.
Yeah.
And they're giving.
But
you 100%.
do you feel like they also can't play for too long because
his feet,
the utilization?
Marcos Llorente have not missed any match this season.
Exactly.
He's so fit.
Wow. Okay.
He's so fit. It's one of the example of fit athletes in football.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Barcelona didn't have even one of their players in Rafinha, so they had a bit of Rafinha wasn't available.
Yeah, Rafinha wasn't available.
Yamal really tried.
Lamine was good, but I think in the second half, Lamine was trying too hard.
Yeah,
he was trying too hard. Dribbling. He was over dribbling because he wanted, when he could have like released the ball, he was just pushing.
Do you feel like the celebration sitting on the ball was too early?
At that time, he was waiting to take a corner because they had missed. I don't think he was celebrating.
No, but you don't wait for a corner sitting on a ball.
No, there was a player who was injured. You remember?
I know,
bad.
but you don't wait sitting on the ball.
So how do you do it?
It kind of shows some.
It's kind of give vibes of
vibes,
ego, pride.
Yeah,
he knows it's good. One thing about him is that
you're good, but now you're out of Champions
League. Whether you lose or win, because one thing I think he believes in himself so much, and you can't. It's like Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not comparing them, but I'm saying when you're losing, you have to show, like when you're winning, the same posture you have. You have to have the same posture when you're losing.
Yeah, but I feel like with Yamil, we will end up dealing with those ego issues in the team where he feels like he's too big and he needs to be listened to. And he's still young, so I'm saying with time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's likely to develop into that kind of player.
Depends on the manager he has.
Mm-hmm. He gives back of Neymar.
Yes.
Neymar.
Yes. And unfortunately, even that sitting on the ball is a Neymar thing. So
It depends on the manager he has, because the manager who's
but
being
managers
able to
come
manage
and
you,
go.
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Even the managers are the ones who can
enable or
they keep you at bay. They help you and in your growth.
I was surprised that they didn't start with Lewandowski, but also understand why, because I think that game they needed players who can
really run,
play more and with the ball rather than because they are not going to cross point the ball inside the box. They're just going to build. They are going to build through the middle. That's why they needed Dani Olmo and Family Lopez and Ferran Torres. For people criticize Ferran Torres a lot, but for me, I really do like him. So
I can sense that you do like him.
I like Ferran Torres a lot.
Ferran Torres?
Yeah.
No.
Ferran Torres, I understand.
Ferran Torres will give you that game against Atletico, and then he'll.
But was that goal outside?
The goal they scored.
Ferran Torres scored the three.
The one that they
offside.
That was offside. Because you're saying it's not offside because that Atletico Madrid player.
Yeah.
But now the rule is he didn't have a choice, because it's more of like a deflection. He was never in control of the ball. You know, the offside rule is that when a player is in control of the ball, that's when it's not offside. But he wasn't. The ball just hit the Atletico Madrid player.
Wow.
And then it went to.
I celebrated that goal like it was.
That's why when you shoot and the ball is going on target, even if it hits if it's hit an opposition team and then it goes inside, it's still credited to you. They never say it's an own goal. It's still credited to you because the player wasn't in control.
You were the one in control.
Yeah, you were the one who was
Thank you for clarifying that, because for me, I believe that was a goal, because the Atletico Madrid player is the one who kind of deflected that ball to Ferran Torres.
Okay.
But anyway, that tie is over. And now Atletico will face Arsenal.
Yes, Atletico will face Arsenal, and Arsenal fans are telling us that is a walkover.
I didn't say that. No one said that.
That game, I don't know. I can't predict how it's going to be.
We played at the Wanda Metropolitano. That the first.
Oh, you're starting away.
We won the group stage. We were number one. So every single game we are
You start away. Okay.
Let me say.
All right.
Let me say my prediction for the final. Bayern versus Arsenal.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
That's my prediction.
Okay.
I remember I made when the group stage ended, I made my own bracket.
Okay.
And so far my bracket is going well, except from the fact that I don't know why I predicted Chelsea to beat PSG. That was one of my the worst predictions I ever made.
Okay. So Arsenal is beating Bayern Munich in the final.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the finals?
Yes.
Oh, for me,
you said you're winning. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, we will win 2-1.
All right. This is on record, so we will come back to it when the time comes. But tonight we also have the Europa League second leg, Europa and Conference.
Yes.
Celta Vigo,
they're out.
3. You can't come back from 3. Aston Villa should go through.
Yes.
They have a comfortable lead. Nottingham are playing at home. They should go through. They should go through.
We'll see.
So we should have 2 EPL teams in the semi-finals for this
Europa
one.
League.
Yes, that would be a good one.
I think the Europa League is going to won by a Premier League team. I don't know which one between them.
I think Aston Villa.
But one of them is likely to win.
I think Aston Villa.
You compare
that's Unai Emery's cup.
Yes. I think Aston Villa is likely to win it.
You compare the levels of Premier League teams and those teams that are competing.
Yeah, true.
That's why even Fiorentina couldn't cope with Crystal Palace.
True.
The levels are so high.
The Conference League, Alkmaar is taking Shakhtar Donetsk, that is leading 3-0. So again, Shakhtar should go through. Athens taking on Rayo Vallecano. Rayo Vallecano should go through. They are 3-0 up. Crystal Palace taking on Fiorentina. They should go through because they are 3-0 up. And then Mainz taking on Strasbourg. They are 2-0 up. This one, I think it's so... All the home teams tonight should go through for Conference League.
Conference League, yeah.
No, the away teams, not the home teams.
All the old teams have their disadvantage.
The away teams have the advantage.
Yeah,
they are bringing in 3 3-0, 3-0, 2-0.
Do you think it was a good idea to remove the away goal advantage?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Funga tu bao yako safi.
I like this one
more. Funga bao yako safi.
But it also gave us some good games. Right?
Even this one, it's giving us good games. You look at the Real Madrid Bayern Munich game.
What a game!
Because now you forget you're not concentrating about the about I don't know. I didn't score enough goals, or they scored 2 goals. They have 1 extra goal because it is away. No.
Yeah.
It's 2-1. They have 1 goal advantage. Let's just
it
go.
Is what it is.
It's 1-0 in Munich. It's extra time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Extra time. So it's personally I feel like it's fair.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, so thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That has been a review of the Champions League quarterfinals that we have seen going into the semi-finals next. Yes, yeah. Peter?
Before tumalize, this week there was some news in the Premier League. Bournemouth managers.
Oh, their coach is leaving at the end of the season.
At the end of the season.
Is that a dancer knowing when to exit the stage? Because that team... irrespective of the players they've sold, they're still doing very well, which means the coaching is working. It's not about an individual player.
Where do you see Iraola going to after?
I feel like he already has a team somewhere that is going to.
Going back to Bilbao, because Bilbao also, Valverde is not going to continue there next season. So there are people who are linking with United also. So I don't know.
Okay. For me, United acha tu tumalize season kwanza, and then we see where we've ended, and then we see where. No, sijaachana na Carrick, but you were talking about Luis Enrique.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah,
I'm praying every day that he doesn't sign that contract that is on his table. Like, don't sign that contract. Just one day sit down and think like, okay, let me try another challenge. Where can I prove myself next? The Premier League. Which team? Manchester United. That's my biggest prayer every single day. If he says no, you go to Germany. Yeah.
For who now?
Julian Nagelsmann.
A national team coach.
Yeah.
It's a totally different ball game.
We were supposed to have that conversation. That's
okay, we will have this conversation. But on this one, thank you for watching. You can see us on camera with Peter, but Ibra has been behind the scenes, but I'm sure you've heard his voice. The most confident Arsenal fan we have in the room. Confident about winning Champions League. Confident about beating Man City on Sunday at Etihad.
Don't put words in my mouth, Beats. I didn't say I was confident about
you're confusing me.
The Sunday game, Beats.
I am going with you, but you are not helping me.
Monday and Tuesday, you remember, we kept on talking about that game, and I've always said I'm not confident. That game.
Okay.
I told you.
So what exactly are you saying about the game on Sunday?
The game on Sunday.
City
have an upper hand.
Okay.
Arsenal, the reason why I'm not confident is the fact that I don't even know the players that are going to
Who is going to start?
Because it's all over the place.
So if you see Havertz on the lineup, you will say good. But if you see Gyökeres, you'll be 50-50.
I'll be very pessimistic, more pessimistic. But even if Havertz starts, I need Saka. Even though Saka hasn't been good, but I still want him to start.
Saka this season is not the person you want. Are you sure?
I want him because one thing for sure is that
he will disturb the defense.
Class, as this saying goes, form is temporary, but class is very much permanent. And he can always come through for us in that particular game. I don't trust Madueke. I don't. Dorman is quite young.
Okay.
When you look at the other side, it's like Martinelli and Trossard, it's like they're learning how to play football. You can't really trust them.
Learning again.
The way they play.
Now.
You can't.
There's a time Trossard was your best ticket.
That time has gone.
Okay.
That time has gone.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and then that time Martinelli would really disturb with shots from outside of 18.
That time has also gone.
Okay. All right.
So right now we want players.
So who is going to deal with Doku on the wing?
Doku, that's another thing.
Yeah.
I hope I hope Timber is back, because when the first leg when we played them at the Emirates,
yes,
Timber can neutralize him.
Yeah.
The only hope I have about with Doku is that his end product is up and down. Is that he can do a lot of good things by passing you and all that, but his end product,
the final
exactly. It's not like Semenyo. Semenyo, at least he has that end product.
Semenyo, if you give him room, it's going in.
Score.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
But for Doku, that's the only thing that at least I'd say his end product is a bit iffy. It's up and down. So I kind of have a bit of like, I'm not that worried about his side. All the player I'm actually worried about, mostly Ryan Shaki.
Yeah, Ryan Shaki.
Because
that's what I want to point out.
I need people to be on his face. If you allow him and give him space,
he's gonna assist something.
He's gonna do something.
He will do you damage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need Declan Rice to be.
Remembering that juggling during the final.
Well, I hope they don't forget.
Even this other time, he took the ball and then lifted it up and crossed. And I remember Kukurea was the one on
Chelsea
his wing.
game.
Yes. Yeah.
He's a very confident player. He's playing like he's at home with his mates. I mean, he's having fun, and that's the essence. And that's the essence of football at the end of the day. I think players should have fun. And for Arsenal, I don't think we have a lot of.
You should have fun, but not just against you, against your team.
But what do you mean?
Well,
have fun, but not against.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from the Arsenal fan himself. He has put it the way he wanted it to be put. But let us know what your opinion is about the Sunday match. That's the match of the season. Likely the winner here also gets to lift the EPL. And we are looking forward. Hoping that it will be an entertaining match. We want to be on our edges, until the last whistle. So we are hoping that Arsenal will show up, City will show up, and the referee will play fair. Honestly speaking, for me, the thing that usually disappoints me the most is when a referee decision spoils a good match. So I'm hoping that the referee for the game is level-headed. The video assistant referee will be level-headed. They will do the right thing and actually make sure that as fans of football who just want a good match will have what we are looking for. Thank you for watching this episode, and until the next one, thank you and bye-bye.